come, the color will speak for itself. For the army of America, we will see what it will be left with when the black Africans in there, black Americans that call themselves, will start getting out of the army and start fighting for their skin.
We want Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger to come together and form a socialist government.
The other countries, the Western countries, the British countries that are saying that Ibrahim is taking his gold in his country and using it for his benefit. I think that we need to reverse that because it's.
Yo, what's up? My name is DJ Lord OTV, and I want you guys to do everything Ghana. Watch everything Ghana. Speak everything Ghana. Because we did Ghana. The Bible that they talk. Everything be Ghana.
Sit down, man.
No way! No way! No way!
Hey y'all, this is Chief Myra, and I am so proud to be on site at the May 25th Liberation Day for the Walk with Traore. Y'all see the shirt, and y'all know I rep Kwame Nkrumah all day. But I am proud to be here because I'm proud of what Ibrahim is doing for Burkina Faso, and I'm hoping that it's going to spill over into every other country in Africa. I know that Ghana's president is already working with him. The youth are already out here. We are already putting our hands together and celebrating and supporting Ibrahim Traore. And for the people in the diaspora, I urge you, come home to Ghana, come home to Mali, come home to Burkina Faso, come home to Nigeria, but just come home and build here. Build here. This is our home. This is our home. So come home and build here. Chief Myra. To the presidents of the other countries, the Western countries, the British countries that are saying that Ibrahim is taking his gold in his country and using it for his benefit, I think that we need to reverse that because it's like you guys are the ones that's doing that. So hands off Africa, hands off Burkina Faso, hands off Ibrahim Traore. We will stand for him. The United States, Britain, France, they don't run Africa. Y'all not the police of the world. So leave us alone.
When the time comes, the color will speak for itself. For the army of America, we will see what it will be left with when the black Africans in there, black Americans that call themselves, will start getting out of the army and start fighting for their skin and start fighting for their last generation. The torture they went through sailing through this Mediterranean Sea, they will remember that, hey, these people are not just the people we see them to be. These people were actually our backbone that we downplayed. And today, they have realized who they are and they're going to rise up and fight. As for France, we are ready to take off the light. And when the light goes off, you will see darkness. The darkness. Sorry? Nigeria. Long live.
Well, before you go, we are having our children born in the diaspora who unfortunately sometimes are equally deluded about the motherland, who are equally used as instruments. You know, this is the time that we need to be able to bring everybody, not just because we've got the same skin tone, but we need to make sure that everybody who wants to call themselves children of the land is able to rise up. How are we encouraging these children of ours to say that this is where they can call
we are. This thing has been ringing and reminiscing in my brain all the time when I go and sit at the oceans and be thinking about the way forward. You see, they can continue brainwashing them, but like I said, if we build the history on the land, they will see. Gone are the days where you go to the schools in America and when they are being taught of Africans sleeping on trees and sleeping on, you know, something, they don't have good schools, they don't have good water, they eat from whatever, and all those, you know, delusional and fake stories they've been teaching these young people. Today, those that want to know are becoming aware of it. So the reality is either they accept the realities, okay, or they become an enemy. America, whether they like it or not, the West, whether they like it or not, the children of the land will soon identify their roots. And when they find their roots, know who their enemies are. And the people that will stand behind, fire! And they will fire. They will say, you know what, sir? This is our people, and we are not going to fire no more. The children would identify who they are. And they are getting closer. Today, people are coming in, not because they come to just see Africa. Go to certain places, diasporan village, go, travel around. The Americans who call themselves African Americans are now accepting themselves to be either Ghanaians, either Burkina, either Nigerians. They are coming in, they are changing their nationality. And that speaks a lot. America can start counting their numbers down and not up to 350 million population or whatever they call themselves. They should start counting down, because in no time, with their documentations and papers and the green card or whatever, people would actually be using that as a shit paper to clean the shithole. Yeah? They call us shithole, but they are going to use the green card and the documentation, all those papers, to clean the shithole.
Rob, thank you very much.
Repeating himself. So powerful. The right to self-determination must be respected. Yes. Without saying much words, I would like to introduce Ernesto Yeboah. He is the Commander-in-Chief of Economic Fighters League, the organization behind this particular work. CIC.
Well, first of all, I want to say a big thank you to all of us. The person down in our mercy. As I say, a revolution, a young revolution. No. Yes, I say, I'm a panel. As I want the young, as I am Omeja, and no mona, if you're munching. And so the Sabri, I can say, Yen in Iron, a bromoso. The message has been sent loud and clear. Ebekosona yada, the Ghana traditional authorities say, for a day like this, say a young Maria, yes, ban on noise making. And we can only be respectful of our traditional rules, because behind our rules, there is some wisdom behind it. It is what brings Africa together. And so we cannot disrespect our traditions, we cannot disrespect our customs. And so we want to say a very big thank you to the Ghana people, the Ghana leadership, the chiefs, that in spite of their ban on noise making, they have affirmed that today's event, today's program, today's protest is not noise. Because when we define noise, it can only be defined as senseless noise. Sound that doesn't make sense. But the Ghana Traditional Authority, by allowing this gathering and this procession, have affirmed that calling imperialism's hands off Africa is not noise. Choboy, Choboy, Choboy. All of you are here on your own accord. Nobody paid for your transport. Nobody induced you with a t-shirt, food, as some neo-colonialists have turned our societies into. So that every time you see gatherings like this, you can be sure that it is a contracted crowd. But I say here and now that this is not a contracted crowd. Oh. You are here on your own steam. Yes. You are here on your own vulnerability. Yes. You are here on your own.
National Security for Protection.
We also want to thank the state, because as much as possible, everybody who knows the analysis of where Ghana stands, be we a state that is still reeling under neo-colonialism or not, we all know. And so it must have taken the state a lot to have allowed this gathering. And the symbolism, we started off at the African Unity Monument. That is significant. And by this we are telling a story. I can see Burkina is here. In fact, let me put it a better way. I can see Africans who lived or have a tradition with the land of Burkina Faso here. Revolutionaries. I can see comrades who have a link with the province of Kenya here. I can see Nigeria here. I can see Sudan. This is a country in full-blown war. But when it came to hands off Africa, Sudan made a representation and they are here.
Pan African Revolution.
We want to thank all of you. This is your revolution. We have over 54 Pan-African organizations, as you can see on the banners, coming together to tear down imperialism. Sending home that simple message that they may have their atomic weapons, they may have their nuclear weapons, but when it comes to us and Africa, we are ready to tear them down with our bare hands. And that no French citizen, no American citizen is safe. Donald Trump may drop the bombs. Donald Trump and Macron can drop the atomic bombs and weapons. But they should be rest assured that there shall be mutual assured destruction.
Fire!
We shall make sure that none of their citizens feel safe on any soil that is called Africa. This time, and so we started, like I said, from the Africa Unity Monument, and we have made our destination here to the Black Star Square. This is what our ancestors, Osagyefo, Kwame Nkrumah, Marcus Garvey, and all expected us to become. That we become the Black Star. And so as we stand here at the Black Star Square, we are sending a simple message to imperialism. That this time, thank you very much. Africa must unite!
Time is now.
Africa must unite! Africa must unite! A very simple message to the world. That this is not a time of Gaddafi. This is not the time of Thomas Sankara. This is not the time of Patrice Lumumba. This is not the time of my own leader, Osagyefo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah. This is a different generation together. If that time the youth were sleeping because there was no media to inform them about whatever our good leaders are doing, today we have the media. We are not listening to BBC. We are not listening to the CIA. We are not listening to the CNN for them to come and give us fake news about good leaders in Africa. This time around we are not sleeping, and we are telling them enough is enough. We are sending a warning to African leaders. They should remember 1963 in Ethiopia, the capital city of Ethiopia, Addis Ababa. Osagyefo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah told them, if we live here as a leaders, and we don't have the United States of Africa, our children are going to continue to suffer. Our generation are going to continue to suffer because they were not able to listen to Osagyefo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah. We are suffering and seeing it today, but we are telling them that with the help of Captain Ibrahim Traore, with the stand of the youth of Africa, that when you touch Captain Ibrahim Traore, you touch the youth of Africa. When you touch Captain Ibrahim Traore, you touch the soil of Africa. when I see Donald Trump speaking to Ramaphosa, the president of South Africa, he's speaking to the president as his own biological son. And I said, how dare you, Donald Trump, to speak to an African leader? When you come to the land of Africa, you pick the natural resource of our land. Before we arrive, we come there to come and suffer in your own land because our African leaders were not able to take a decision on their own. When the man was sitting down, I was crying on my eye. Donald Trump is not older than Ramaphosa. That 50, 72, 78. The range is only what? 6 years. So can you speak to your own colleague president as your own political son? No. Because we keep on having puppets in the land of Africa as leaders. So that our leaders were not able to take a stand. If you cannot take the stand, Captain has come out that I will take the stand that you were not able to do. So just give me your support and we are going to have the freedom as a continent. There is nothing that we need from them. We have the gold, we have the diamond, we have the oil, we have the uranium. Our youth are still dying on the Mediterranean Sea because of white collar job. Our youth are still dying on the desert because they want to go and work in another man's land. Enough is enough. For the land of Africa, enough is enough. We must unite.
Because today we have protocol here we want to observe. We would like to call on AAPRP. Are they? AAPRP, the representative. Africa, say yay! Yay! Africa, say yay! Africa, oh! Yay! Africa, oh! Yay! Come on! Okay, so my name is Nitete. I'm representing the All African People's Revolutionary Party. This is Kwame Nkrumah's own party. It is the party that we need in our current political dynamics. All right? It's the party that we need in our current dynamics. If you see in front of my shirt, I have now it is time for Africa to take back its resources. Because Nkrumah says that Africa can no longer trust in anybody than itself and its resources. All right, so the gold, the diamond, and all of those resources that are due to us must come to us. We must own it, we must control it as a people. All right, we only get 3% in gold reserves in Ghana here. The oil is only 13%. The 87% is going to those big corporations outside. This is what Traore is trying to avoid. And America, France, says they don't want to accept that, but it's a lie because we are here to support Traore in full support. There is a research that France, without its West African economies, will be less than a third world country. And yes, so we say, long live African freedom and emancipation. Long live. Forward to socialism. Forward. Thank you.
Revolution. It started with a message which the imperialists hated so much. The message was in French. So he always goes like, les impérialistes. Then, okay, my people are here. So just follow them for me. Les impérialistes. Les impérialistes. Les impérialistes. La révolution. So when Thomas Sankara said, les impérialistes, it means the imperialists. Then the people always respond, I'm back. So it means that the imperialists should go down. And he will shout and said, the revolution, which is la révolution, then the people will shout, aho, which means that the revolution should go up. The imperialists should go down. Yes. So, les impérialistes, la révolution. So, he always ends his speech with, la patrie ou la mort. And then the people will respond, nous vaincrons. It means that homeland or death, we will conquer. So if I say la patrie ou la mort, you shout, nous vaincrons. La patrie ou la mort? Nous vaincrons. La patrie ou la mort? Nous vaincrons. Yes, so this is the message that imperialists hated so much to the level where they have to take the man down. And today, it is not a surprising thing that this message is alive today in the mind of everybody and on the lips of everybody. Which means that if you take one man down, you are going to have 1,000 people rising up speaking the same message. The message that they stop, the message because of which Gaddafi was murdered through the CIA, Obama, United States, with collaboration with the African Union and co. This same message is alive today, telling them that Africa is for Africans. The resources of Africa is for Africans. It does not belong to the United States. It does not belong to France. It belongs to Africa. And our leaders, since they have become so afraid of dying for the people, Ibrahim Traore now put his life in the line, standing for his people. And we are ready to stand by Ibrahim Traore. We are ready to stand by the revolution. We are standing by the revolution. And let me put this on record. Let me put this on record. What is happening in Burkina Faso, to all media houses, together with the traditional media house, the Western imperial media houses, we are saying that what is happening in Burkina Faso is not coup d'etat, it's revolution. What is happening in Burkina Faso is not coup d'etat, it's liberation, it's leadership for the people and by the people. What African Union failed to do for the past so many years, one man, Captain Ibrahim Traore, was able to do that by uniting Africa without calling meeting with anybody. We never had any conference. We never met in any conference room, but all of us we are here today. Last time we did the protest, 30th, right?
30th
yes.
April.
Nobody, Captain Ibrahim Traore did not call for that protest, but we saw BBC posting it and putting it in the article that Ibrahim Traore systematically organized that protest, which is a lie. We are telling them that it is the time, the season, the movement that called for the protest. At the same time, it is the time, the season, and the movement which is putting on this gathering. This gathering you are seeing here, as somebody says, it's not a contract. Nobody contracted us. We came on our own because we understand what is happening in the Sahel. What is happening in the Sahel is the rebirth of Africa. And African youth, we cannot allow it to go down. Because at the end of the day, if the revolution in the Sahel goes down, Africa will never rise again. They will make sure that the place is completely destroyed, like what is happening in Congo. If ECOWAS and African Union, they have something to do when it comes to liberation of Africa, they should not channel their energy towards, Ibrahim Traore, the Sahel. They should channel their energy towards Sudan. They should channel their energy towards Togo. They should channel their energy towards Congo. That is where the people need true liberation. The Burkinabe people, the Sahel people, they are already awakened. So African Union and ECOWAS, do your homework because the youth are not with you. Respect. Forward ever.
It seems that everywhere I go, no matter where I'm at, where there's a gathering with revolution and freedom and liberation, somehow I'm called. And I always answer. And the reason I answer is because of our ancestors and our people, the masses of the people. Whenever they call, if you're a revolutionary, you have to answer. If you're a revolutionary, you have to answer. And Ibrahim Traore is calling us now. The people of Burkina Faso is calling us now. I had the privilege to be in Burkina Faso in 1986, and I met Thomas Sankara. And I was there and I felt the energy of what a revolution actually is. And it's not necessarily about picking up guns. It's about training yourselves politically, educationally, so that you can understand who the enemy is. And our enemy is U.S. imperialism. Our enemy is neo-colonialism and French imperialism. Our enemy is British neo-colonialism. And we must constantly organize ourselves. Kwame Nkrumah said, organization decides everything. If you're not organized, you can't decide anything. So I tell you, I beg you, man, Pacho, get in some organization so that you can unite with the rest of the organizations here in Ghana so that we can get rid of neo-colonialism in our country. Organize yourself on a continental level, on a regional level, to get rid of neo-colonialism inside of West Africa. Reduplicate or duplicate what we see
in Burkina Faso right now. We want Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger to come together and form a socialist government. We cannot be afraid of socialism. We cannot shrink when we ask for socialism, because what socialism does, it tells us that all the resources in our country belongs to everybody. Our Constitution tells us that the president has trust, or that the resources are in trust of one man. We want that changed in our 1992 Constitution. That's something that we can do right now. When are we going to do it? Now. When are we going to do it? Now. When are we going to do it? Now. Change the Constitution so that the resources belong to everybody. And if you do that, you have made a step towards humanity. You've made a step towards the liberation of our country, and you've made a step to the total freedom and unification of Africa under all African Union socialist government. Thank you very much. And freedom! 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 We're at the Black Star. Look for the star. That's your guidance. Thank you.